The wedding revenge. Sister humiliates me. I turn the tables. It all started at dinner at my parents' house. It was one of those nights when the air felt heavy, like something bad was about to happen, though I couldn't quite put my finger on it. My older sister, Daniela, sat at the head of the table with that perfect posture she always had, like a queen observing her kingdom. My parents looked at her with pride, and I was barely noticed, a shadow in the corner. Daniela was 28, 3 years older than me, and she had always been the successful one. She worked in an important company, had a sleek apartment downtown, and was dating a seemingly perfect man named Martín. Me? I lived in a small apartment, barely managing with my receptionist salary, and my love life was a complete mess. But I told myself I didn't care, until that night. We were finishing dinner when Daniela turned to me, her eyes sharp and cold. "Sofia," she said, smiling without warmth, "about my wedding, I want you to be there, but not as a guest. You don't fit in our society. You'll be a waitress." I froze. The silence hit me like a punch. My parents laughed like it was the funniest thing in the world. My dad snorted loudly. My mom covered her mouth to hide a grin. I felt my stomach twist. Daniela continued, oblivious to my reaction. "It's nothing personal, of course. My friends, Martin's contacts, they're important people. It's you. But don't worry, I'll make sure you have a uniform and instructions. You'll manage." I nodded silently, swallowing back the heat rising to my face. I excused myself to the bathroom and stared at my reflection. The person staring back at me didn't recognize herself. The humiliation, the betrayal, my parents' laughter, it all ignited something dark inside me. Over the next few weeks, Daniela bombarded me with wedding instructions, what uniform to wear, how to serve drinks, how to behave properly. Each message felt like a stab, but each stab also fueled a strange, growing idea, a plan forming in the chaos of my anger. One night, I couldn't sleep. I replayed her words over and over. "You don't fit in our society." The anger twisted into a quiet determination. I decided I wouldn't just attend her wedding, I would turn it into her worst nightmare. I remembered the dress she had left at my parents' house earlier that week. Expensive, elegant, everything she wanted. That night, I took it. I stuffed it in a trash bag, walked quietly, and threw it into the street container. My heart raced, but a small smile spread across my face. That was step one. Then I contacted Martín. I told him I had some things to give him for the wedding, and we arranged to meet at a quiet park. When he arrived, I kissed him impulsively, a quick, calculated move. He froze at first, but didn't pull away. I whispered to him, "Tomorrow, follow me. Trust me." The wedding day dawned, bright and mocking, as if the universe knew what was coming. I got ready carefully, not in the gray uniform Daniela had assigned me, but in my own black dress, simple yet elegant. My hair down, makeup perfect, earrings sparkling. I was ready to be seen. When I arrived at the venue, chaos already swirled around her. Daniela had scrambled to find a replacement dress, white but cheap, and the look on her face was priceless. Fury, panic, and confusion. My parents hovered, flustered, unsure how to handle the disaster. I entered calmly, as a guest. She saw me, froze, her face transitioning from rage to confusion to disbelief. "Sofia, what are you doing here?" she barked. "I came as a guest. After all, I am family." The rest of the ceremony blurred. Daniela tripped in her second-choice dress, her vows shaky. Martín, meanwhile, couldn't stop glancing at me. A spark of satisfaction ignited in me. I had set the perfect trap.
During the reception, I moved through the crowd, chatting, being noticed, stealing glances from Martín. Half an hour later, he came to me discreetly. I kissed him again, more openly this time. Daniela rounded the corner, caught us in the act, and her scream echoed across the hall. Chaos erupted. Martín stood by me, frozen, while Daniela tried to reclaim him, screaming, collapsing in tears. I left the hall, letting the destruction play out.
Update 1. The next morning, my parents stormed into my apartment, furious. "Sofia, how could you do this to your sister?" they demanded. They blamed me for the ruined wedding, for Martín leaving, for the debts now left unpaid. I looked at them calmly. "It's not jealousy," I said. "It's justice. She humiliated me in front of you, and you laughed. What did you expect me to do?" My mom sobbed. My dad shook his head, calling me a disgrace. They left, cutting me off entirely. Weeks passed. I didn't hear from Martín. He respected my boundaries. My parents didn't speak to me. Daniela? Rumors said she moved to another city, drowning in debt, abandoned by her important friends. I rebuilt my life, found a better job, a larger apartment, friends who didn't know my past. My revenge hadn't made me happy, but it had given me freedom. Update 2. Months later, I realized something. The humiliation I endured shaped me. I learned who I was without their comparisons. Daniela's life had collapsed, but my own had risen. Sometimes I think about the wedding, the chaos, the look on her face. I don't feel pride, not really, but I feel free. And that's worth everything.